everyone. If you guys can turn on your cameras, We'd love to see you. We'd love to see you. I see you, Harvey. I see you there. I see some more people jumping on here. I think everybody got the Zoom link kind of late or might have misplaced it. So I see a bunch of people jumping in here. Appreciate you all for hopping on here. Harvey, I see you there. Lane, I see you there. James, I see you. Steph, Vaughn, Rosie. Good to have everybody on here. I'm just going to wait a few minutes so we can get started here and we can get started with this meet and greet and pre-training. So you guys are all here. My name is Dan. I'm going to explain a little bit more about who I am. And I'm really going to want to know more about you guys. But we're here because we're doing what's called a ramp up challenge. And the purpose of the ramp up challenge is really to get you guys prepared for the February event. So the reason why we started doing this and started applying this for you guys is because, as you know, like when you go to an event, if you've ever gone to an event, you know how important it is to network with other like-minded people. You know how valuable it is to get the network and the information and then to be able to implement things. And so what we wanted to do is replicate that same process for everybody here. And I see a bunch of people on here coming in here in the waiting room. And we wanted to replicate that same stuff for you guys virtually, which is why we created the ramp up challenge. And we wanted to give you more value in advance. And I hope that's okay with you guys. I know last week we talked about the mindset. Today we're talking about marketing. A lot of you might be questioning right now, like, how do I market? What do I market? Who do I market to? What do I say? Who do I say it to? A lot of those things are probably going through your mind right now. Is that fair to say? I see some people here. If you want to turn on your cameras, feel free. Don't be shy. I know we're Friday. I know it's the end of the week, but don't be shy. Go ahead and share your camera. I see you there, Harvey. Good stuff. Good to have you on here, Harvey. Don't be shy. You guys can share your screen. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk a little bit about us, and then I want to find out a little bit more about you, and then we'll do a quick training on marketing. But this is not the official event. Just so you guys know, this is not the official event. This is a pre-training to get you guys prepared in the right mindset, in the right belief system, so that way when you show up to the event in February 21st and 22nd, you're going to be able to really anchor this information. And then when you hear it the second time, you're going to be like, oh, that was what they were talking about. Oh, that's what they were doing. And what we don't want to happen is you guys see it the first time at their event, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so lost. There's so much to think about. I don't know what to do. So we want to be able to give you information in advance in little bite-sized sections. So when you see it all in the 2-day span, you feel more comfortable, more confident, knowing that you can go out there and apply the things that we talk about. And I'm kind of biased because I love marketing. So, and I know a lot of you guys probably hate marketing, which is okay, cool. That's totally cool too. That's not your expertise, which is why I want to share with you really some cool strategies behind, or some real cool things that we do whenever we think about marketing. And just to give you some context, obviously you guys are here because you're trying to build a $100,000 a month tax planning business. Is that right? You guys can nod your head while we're here. And to do so, we've been able to kind of just give you guys some background on it. We've been able to do it in 2 different businesses, in a tax planning business and another business. So we've been able to build 2 multi-million-dollar businesses simultaneously, and the foundations are the same. And so we want to show you the same things that we were able to do to build 2 multi-million dollars at the businesses at the same time. Some people have a hard time building one. We built 2. And I'm not saying that to brag, but it's giving you guys some context to be able to understand what we talk about is what we apply. We do it in real life, and we still are currently running a hyper profitable tax planning business. Now, some people, you're probably showing up to their programs and talking to their Zoom meetings and doing all that stuff, but they only teach, they don't do, right? It's kind of like the saying, those who can't do teach. Well, we do and teach, and which is why it's very important now to learn this. And if you guys are coming here, it's probably because you've experienced the shift in the marketplace, how tax planning has transitioned and tax prep has transitioned. And I don't know if you guys saw the IRS news, but the IRS just put up on their website that they're going to be able to start taking people to file their own taxes through the IRS website. Did anybody else see that? On the IRS website, I think it comes out January 29th, that filers can go into the IRS website and just kind of do away with the tax preparer altogether and just do it straight to the IRS. And really, that's where this is going, to be honest with you guys. Tax prep is starting to become a commoditized thing. And the new wave is really being able to do tax planning, helping your clients save money on taxes, helping your clients really have those complex situations where you guys can get paid a really handsome amount and be able to do some really, really good things with them. And obviously get compensated really well. That's the idea, right? Get compensated, work more, work less, make more. That's the whole idea. So let me go ahead and share my screen here, and feel free, James and Yvonne and Elaine and Rosie, Steph, if you guys want to share your show your camera, I'd love to see your face. I see you, Harvey. You guys, you're awesome. Taking action already. I love it. I love when people show up and play full out. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen here. So what we are today, we're talking about the 100K per month tax advisor ramp up challenge. And the official, I just want to share with you. Oh, I see your faces. There you are. I see you guys. There you are. Say hi. There you are. Elaine, I see you. So this right here is not the official training. This is the pre-training to get you guys ready and get you all set up, make sure everything's good, making sure cameras work, making sure things work before we show up to the official event, which is February 21st and 22nd from 10 to 5 p.m. CST. So in case you don't have it marked on your calendar, make sure to do that today. Okay. So important note, this is not the official event. This is a pre-training. Okay. The official event is February 22nd, 21st, and 22nd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right. So some of the speakers that are going to be at the event, I want to share with you. What's up, Saul? I see your face. Good to have you on here, my man. And here's the speakers that are going to be at the event. And this is why I want to share the speakers with you before, so that way you get a good context of when you're hearing, when you see the next speaker coming up, you can know what their role is. So as you guys probably already know, this is David Perez. He's the CEO of the Tax Plan Experts, and his role really is to be the visionary, to drive the whole company forward as far as vision is concerned, to be able to create new initiatives, to be able to push hard on marketing, to be able to grow the brand and all those things, to be able to grow a team, to be able to compensate accordingly. That's his role right there. My name is Dan. As you can see here, that's me right there. I'm part of the Tax Plan Experts Advisors team. So I'm the head coach on that side. So I've been, what my role here is to help ensure tax advisors like you can grow and scale their companies. And the reason why I was brought on to do this to help you guys is because initially when David first started off in this tax plan advisory thing, I was his, if you will, guru to teach him how to do it. And so he entrusted me to be able to show you guys how to do it through marketing, through offers, through different mechanisms to do so. And then our third speaker right here is George Nino. George Nino is the COO of our companies. So what he does here, his main role is making sure efficiencies, making sure things get speed to delivery, making things easier, faster, simpler for everybody involved in our company, growing the team, managing the team, and ensuring that clients get things faster, quicker, and easier. So his is a huge important role. And this is really, really good. I'm going to tell you guys, you guys want to learn like operations. He is a king of operations. So he is a king of being able to reduce complexity and make things faster, simpler, and easier, which creates your clients to sustain and retain for life. So that's a really, really important role there. And the reason why we're giving you guys all the roles and kind of the things here, the speakers, is because these people right here is not who you necessarily need right now, but eventually this is the team you're going to want to grow, and then some. I'm going to share with you some other people here on this team, on this meeting here, that are very critical team members that I want you to be acquainted with. So Ruth Grialdo here is part of the technology team. So she is really, really heavy on making sure everything stays together, making sure all the systems work together, that George, David, myself, or Dwight, all of them implement. She's the key, almost the chief technology person there, in ensuring that everything sticks together, works correctly. And you really, obviously that's what she's going to be talking about. And then our last person here, our last speaker for our event, is Dwight Dye. So he's the head tax advisor at Tax Plan Experts. And so he's going to be covering some tax strategy specifically at the event. I know a lot of you guys have asked, what tax strategies that we're going to cover, what can we do? We know what tax strategies we use, but if you guys like a particular tax strategy, or not familiar with one and want to find out a little bit more, feel free to drop them in the chat and say, hey, I want to learn more about this tax strategy. We know which tax strategies we use, but we don't know which ones you don't know. And so it would help us to know exactly what tax strategies you like to further expand, because we've had over the last year and a half through our tax planning company, when we've been able to, and again, this is not bragging, this is just, I'm trying to give you guys some showcase here. We've had well over 200 tax planning clients come through, and we just enrolled another 50 this month. And so it just goes to show you, we not only volume, but we also do pretty high revenue numbers. And that's probably why you guys are here, right? Because you want to learn how to do volume plus revenue. I'm sorry, volume plus high ticket, so you guys can maximize your efficiency, meaning you can get more with less. And Dwight Dye was kind of the pioneer of creating a lot of our tax strategies for our clients and being able to ensure we can help our clients save millions upon millions of dollars just in 2023. And in 2024, we expect that to be probably millions more. And cost segregation, love it. I'm glad you guys are asking questions here. So these are the speakers here. These are the people here. Let me see if I go on to the next one. Okay, so before I go on, some people that are not speakers that I want to acknowledge so you guys can get acquainted with. And by the way, we do these every week up until the event. So if you're here this week and you want to come again next week, we're going to have a different topic for you guys. And the purpose of these meet and greets is to give you guys the opportunity to meet with each other, network, and communicate, because we've even found like some members, I'll tell you a quick little story about that, or not a story, but just like a quick example. One of our members partnered up with another member, and they did a referral partnership, and one of the members actually generated $90,000 off of the other member, and they did like a split fee, and they were both able to bring their expertise to the client and be able to serve the client. And the client was super happy because they had that referral partnership and they had that really, really nice communication. So don't just use it for, obviously us giving you guys information. Be able to collaborate and talk with everybody else. So that way you guys can benefit from each other as well. Again, you guys are the 1% of the 1% of people that said, I'm in tax season, I'm hectic, everything's going crazy, but guess what? I'm going to spend this time to learn how to get out of this so I don't have to do it again next year. And I hope that's what you guys are thinking. Like, okay, I'm going to this is my last year. There's two types of people, right? There's people that have the pain, like, oh, I have back pain. And then there's people that have an unfulfilled desire, meaning like, hey, I'm at 10% body fat and I want to get down to 5% body fat. Some of you guys are coming like, hey, I just hate waking up in the middle of the night and people texting me, where's my refund? And some of you are saying, well, I love my business, but I just feel like I'm not doing enough. I can do more. I can be more. I can have more. I've had so much experience. It's not, I don't know why other people are further ahead than me. Those are two types of people, and that's okay. If you're either or, totally fine. We want to honor and support you at each level, whichever you're at. So another person I want to acknowledge here, Miss Rosie. Can you come off of mute, Miss Rosie? Miss Rosie here is our success manager. She is responsible for ensuring success of our clients and ensuring success for you guys. So I want to introduce you to Miss Rosie. Say hi, Miss Rosie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited to see you here and looking forward also to seeing you in our main event, right? Coming up February 21st and 22nd. Thank you,
Cool. So
Dan.
everybody say hi to Miss Rosie. Miss Rosie's so awesome. Okay, you guys can already tell just by her tonality, she's just meant for success, right? Like she has that, like, she's definitely not me. Let's put it that way. I see Elaine, you're laughing. I get it. She's got that awesome touch. So the second person I want to introduce you to here is our scaling expert.
Oh.
All right. I heard someone can you unmute yourself? I want to introduce you to our scaling expert. It's I don't know if she's coming off or on. Are you coming or are you going?
No, I'm coming. It's just that I was trying to switch off my mic. So hi. Hi everyone, I'm Steph Gonzalez. I am like passionate about growth and helping just you guys grow your business, and not only with like client retention, but scalability and different awesome methods that will help your retention. So I'm really excited to be a part of this, and we had some awesome faces in the crowd. Wow. Hi. Like, nice to meet you all. Are y'all
Ooh.
excited? I can tell. Got a thumbs up from Elaine. That's awesome. Harvey, I like those glasses. They're so cool.
Oh, right.
Great to meet you guys.
Cool. Cool. Well, Steph's part of our team as well. She's going to be supporting you guys throughout the whole event. She'll be there with everybody. She's going to ensure that, obviously she's part of the team as well. So she's part of the scaling team. So she's going to help you guys understand how to anchor this, take it home, and then take it to the next level. And so really that's where her role is. Don't know if Yvonne's here, but Yvonne here is part of the team with Miss Rosie. So she supports Miss Rosie and all of our team at Tax Plan Expert Advisors. And that's kind of our team that's going to be supporting you. So this is going to show you guys. You can tell a lot about a company about by the way that they run their team and how they structure their team. And so the reason why I want to share with you our team is because obviously we love our team and we want you guys to love your teams just the same. And what's the purpose of this meet and greet? So the purpose of this meet and greet is obviously, like I mentioned before, to take this offline experience where you get to network and talk with each other and see each other and be able to bring expertise to each other and talk about things that, hey, maybe you're talking about the IRS and you don't have nobody to talk to. Maybe you work from home and you're just like, man, I don't have an office. I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have anything to like, I just talk to clients all day and I just feel so frustrated. That's okay. That's why we want to bring this in-person thing online and be able to replicate that same experience. Okay. And so that's really the purpose of this. And number two, we want you guys to get pre-training. We want you guys really to get more than what you paid for. One of our values here is to over deliver. And we want to do so for you. And that's why we show up every week for this ramp up challenge, whether it's 1 or 10 or 15 or 1,000. It doesn't matter. Big or small, we celebrate it all. We're here for anybody and everybody that shows up. Whoever's wanting to win, that's who we're going to help win. And so and there's another kind of saying that we have in our team is once you commit, we won't let you quit. And we say that because, really our purpose is to serve you guys and to ensure that you guys win. And the only way we can do that is if you show up, we'll show up for sure, 100%. So I'm glad you guys are here. You that are watching in the replay and also here right now, you guys are, basically the ones that made that decision and decided, hey, I'm going to spend my hard-earned money to ensure that my future is secured. And we don't want to take that lightly. So another kind of housekeeping thing, how do we access material that we bought? So you should have already gotten an email, probably from, it says, thank you for your purchase. And it would say Elaine, it would say, Harvey, it would say your name here. And it will say, congratulations on getting whatever you got. This is the tax strategies, obviously thing here. If you didn't get it, that's okay. I'm going to show you how to get it right now. And then you'll get this email here to log into your membership area because we had fast action bonuses for you guys. And I don't want you to lose out on those fast action bonuses. I mean, you won't lose out on them because you're here. You already got access to them, but I want you to be able to access them. So I wanted to show you the email that you'll receive from Tax Plan Expert Advisors. This is how the email will look like. You'll see it right here. It says, welcome to Tax Plan Expert Advisors membership site. If you cannot find it or you don't have it, just type in the chat. But do me a favor, go check in your spam before you type in the chat. Check in your spam because most likely it goes in there. It just, I don't know why it happens that way, but a lot of these membership area things go into the spam. And so you go in there, it's going to give you your own password. Don't worry. This password will change as soon as you log in. As soon as you log in, you're going to be able to change it right away. Okay. So nobody will have access to it. Okay. How do I access these training recordings? So once these training recordings are done, we upload them every week to this page right here. So this page right here. And you'll see here, this is the Kickstart video challenge, or obviously the Kickstart video, the one we had. The one that we're about to do today, we'll upload. It's going to be right in there, okay? And then you get to see here who's coming next. So George will talk, Ruth, and then David's going to talk about leadership right before the event. So you don't want to miss a single thing from here moving forward. You really don't. And so I'm sharing this with you guys, just so housekeeping stuff, just to make sure you know where to get everything. Yep, there you go. So she dropped it in there. So inside your offer bonus, inside of what you guys purchased, you have an opportunity to schedule a time with our scaling advisor, which is Steph, right? So one thing that you want to do, and this is again adding to this value thing. Most people would just say, "Hey, come to an event and get the information, and then go about your ways." What we decided to do was give you pre-trainings prior to and help you before you show up. And also this second call here is what we intended it to do is once you get done with an event, have you ever asked yourself the question like, what's next? Well, the majority of people tell us what's next. And so what we decided to do was put a one-on-one call that you can meet with one of our team members to show you an anchor and give you a blueprint and give you a roadmap on what's the next steps. What should I do from all the things that I learned? How do I put this into play, take off, and run with it? And that's why we put, a scheduled call. So before, during, and after, we want to give you guys more than what you paid for. And that's, again, back to our whole purpose of over delivery. So when do we schedule our call? You want to schedule your call the week or the days after the event. So the event is the 21st and 22nd. You want to schedule your calls on the 23rd. So look you go into your dashboard to schedule where you get your fast action bonuses. And you're going to be able to schedule a call with one of our team members to be able to anchor this and help you win. Okay. When will I get my workbook? So you guys will be getting your workbook via email, and also at the time of the event, right before the event, you're going to get it via an email before the event, which is a week before, and the day of the event. And the reason why we do it the week of, because how many of you guys remember what you ate last Thursday? How many of you guys remember what you ate last Thursday? I don't. Do you remember, Harvey? You do? All right. Well, what about 3 Thursdays ago? I see you. I see you smiling. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes if we send it out right away, let's be honest, we've done this plenty of times. You're going to misplace it. You're going to forget it. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure you need it. When you need it, you'll have it. So we're going to give it to you the week before and the day of, so that way you have it at all times and you don't need to go and say, where's my workbook? So that's for the workbook part. Okay. All right. In case you missed the free gift, we did talk about a free gift at the end, the 30 tax saving strategies. We do have that, and also the scaling blueprint. So one thing that we have done is we've put together kind of a roadmap as far as from 0 to a $12 million a year tax planning business. We outlined it into an easy to watch, easy to see little blueprint. So you can almost use it as your guide to get to, if you ever want to go to $1 million a month, like we're going to, you can use it as a guide. You can use this link to go and grab it right away. You can click on it and then they'll just be instant downloads. And so they're easy to download right there. These are free gifts that you got just for showing up for the webinar. All right. When does the event officially start? The 21st and the 22nd. Okay. All right. So I want to do with you guys, I want to be able to find out a little bit more about you. So Harvey, since you were the first one to turn on your camera, I'm going to ask you to be the first person to voluntoed. You're voluntoed, Harvey. So you're voluntoed. So here's the 4 questions you want to answer for me. Okay. Number 1, what's your name? Which that's pretty easy, right? Hopefully you didn't forget that one. Where are you from? What's the number 1 thing you want to get out of this event? And what do you best identify as? Tax professional, CPA, EA, so on and so forth.
I'm Harvey Kohler. I live in Alabama, but my business is located in Colorado mainly. I'm now a virtual tax preparer. I'm credentialed with IRS, so I'm licensed in all 50 states, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, and America Samoa. Been in business for 40 years. I started as an auditor with the government, and I worked there for 5 years as an auditor. And I changed sides So I gave up the black hat, and now I have the white hat.
There you go.
I help
Welcome to
people
the
get
light
out
side.
of trouble they have with the IRS. Been very successful. And up until Trump became the president, they made the big change in the tax law. I had a tax plan that would work for about 97% of the businesses. Most businesses in the United States overpay their taxes, and the IRS doesn't even send you a thank you card.
That's quotable.
That's true. That's so true. Okay, cool. And so what's the number one thing that you want to, what's the number one reason why you joined
I wanted to see what other new strategies there are. Maybe I've missed some. A lot of the ones that were just thrown out there to start with, I already know about all those things and how they work, what the rules are to make them work. So I feel like I'm ahead of the game in some areas, but maybe there's something I missed. So I'm willing to find that out, so you're never too old to learn. And the reason I do taxes every year is like having a new job every year. What I did last year doesn't matter because they got a whole nother set of rules this year. The whole 1040's changed already, if you haven't noticed already yet. So it's all different. The cryptocurrency now is on 3 forms of the tax return. And please don't lie, because they're looking for tax fraud. That's why it's on the return.
Yeah, that's why they hired the bunch of agents that they're coming after everyone.
Yeah, they'll have to train all those people first.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that takes about 4 to 5 years to train somebody. So unless you're a super smart person, then you might get to be like me, where you go out the first year. I went after corporations that did business in 4 or more states and declared they made 0 profit.
Wow.
I was very successful in getting to the real truth of the matter. So I know how they work.
We're glad you're on our side now.
I know how
Let's
they
put it that way.
work. You may not know this, but there's an audit book that the auditor has to go by. And even if my client's guilty, if I can push the auditor to break the rules, then my client wins. So there's more than one way to win.
Yes, sir. You proved it. Well, good to have you on here, Harvey. You're awesome. By any chance, are you related to Mark Kohler?
I am related to Mark Kohler. Yeah.
Are you?
My brother's name is Mark Steve.
Oh, I was thinking of Mark Kohler, the tax strategist, or the tax guy. I was wondering
No,
but you have a brother named Mark?
I do.
What's the coincidence of that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. I was just curious about that. Well, good to have you on here, Harvey. Can't wait to see how you do with this program and also with the event. So excited to have you. Mr. Saul, what's up, Saul? Let's hear you, boss.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Saul Medina. I'm a certified financial planner, and this year I'm joining my cousin's tax business. Never done tax filing, but I think it's an opportunity for me to add to my business. And quite frankly, I was really intrigued by the what you guys call the assessment. And we've already had one client who's interested, and I think aside from doing tax preparation and making the fees off of that, I think I could add a lot of value to her business by doing the assessments and generating some revenue throughout the year that may not be there after April 15. And so that's kind of why I'm taking the class.
Awesome. Well, good to have you on here. What's your goal? Like, are you trying to create like tax planning as your core focus, or what's the end goal for you?
So the goal for me would be to mesh the 2 businesses where, if I have financial planning clients, convert them over to tax preparation clients, add value there.
Yeah.
But also see how we can, because she has a lot of clients already. And aside from helping her with the workload, seeing if any of those existing clients can be financial planning clients as well. So
All
that's
right,
kind
cool.
of the strategy.
Cool. Do you have a revenue goal for this year or no? Not yet.
I mean, you guys were quoting something like, was it 10,000 a month or, I mean, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If we could bring in that kind of revenue.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, good. It's totally possible. We do over 100 a month, and it's totally possible to get, 10, 15, 20. Well, the sky's the limit. And I'm glad that we're going to talk about this today because I want to show you guys the marketing math to be able to accomplish this goal. So I'm really glad to share this with you guys. Awesome. Well, thanks, Saul. Appreciate you for hopping on here. It's always good to have, different people on here from different walks of life. Love to have you guys on here. Miss Elaine, are you there?
Hello, yes, I am.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I see you lively over there. Where you yeah, I saw you walking around right now. I have a couple questions. I know you jumped in and jumped out, so I don't know if you heard the questions, but we're doing a little introduction to kind of who you guys are so you can get familiar with each other. So number one, what's your name, right? We already pretty simple there. Where are you from? And then what's the number one reason why you joined this virtual bootcamp blueprint?
Okay, so my name is Elaine Cohen. I'm from Connecticut. Just so you know, I met Mark Kohler.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he came to New York, so I met him. Real nice guy. I read his book, or I have his book. He signed it for me. I haven't quite read it yet. What CPAs don't tell you.
Yeah. Cool. So you met Harvey's brother? No, I'm just kidding.
I did. Yes. Yes.
I don't think they're related, but it was just a funny
Yeah, I
joke.
don't think so either. Because at first, when I heard Kohler, I would think plumbing, sinks, faucets, things like that. Because I'm involved in real estate. That's why I want to learn more about cost segregation. Because I don't think a whole lot of people talk about it. I think it's a great deduction out there, and I want to spread the word.
Nice. Love it. So what was the main driver behind you wanting to join our 2-day boot camp?
Okay, so I'll tell you, I used to be a blockhead,
Go on.
meaning I worked for H&R Block.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Rosie calls me that, but I never worked for H&R.
Yeah. So I worked for H&R Block for many years. They were very good to me, everything good. I would work, even though I was not a manager. My district manager loved me, and he says, you have to work in the off season with us at the district office. I said, okay. I made it all the way to senior tax advisor. So I was called an advisor, but to tell you the truth, I was really a tax preparer like everybody else. But I would really like to do more of the advising part because I know there's more money in it, doesn't take as long, and then people look up to you more.
I agree with you. There's nothing I disagree with that part 100%. So you want to switch over from a tax prep to the tax advisory so people can go ahead.
I think I can do both.
Okay. You want to do both. All right, cool. So yes, you're right. You guys are 100% correct. You guys are in the right room for the right reasons. I'm glad you guys are here. Do you currently run a tax advisory business or a tax prep business? What do you do right now, Elaine?
So I do a couple things. And one of the things is tax returns. But a lot of times I work for other people. And so, like as an example, when I worked for H&R Block, there was one year we did about 5,000 returns in our office. That's a nice chunk.
Yeah, in one office, that's probably
In
a
one
ton.
office. 5,000 returns. Or thereabouts, 5,000 something. I don't know. And so every night we had to do the electronic filing and make sure that was all good and make sure that was all right. And everything was set up for us. Well, this year, I've already applied to get my EFIN. I'm just waiting to hear back so I can electronically file returns as well. And then this way, you don't have to come up with any money to do your return. I can have all my fees withheld from your refund, and the majority of my clients get a refund.
Got it. And you're hoping to switch that, right? You're hoping to switch the clientele to being able to get clients that don't get a refund but have to pay.
Exactly. Yes.
Good, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because those are the people that pay more.
That's right. And I
Because
want to make sure you're in the right room.
yeah, because those are the people who pay more. Because there's these two guys. They both do real estate, and they both owed money. And I charged them and they had no trouble paying, I think it was 3,500 for each one.
Nice. Not
So,
bad. And they
so
didn't bat
I
an
think,
eye, so that's good.
yes, I didn't think that was bad. But now I can talk to them about more advising, and then they know other people to do advising.
Yep, absolutely. There's a saying that goes around in the world that says, help rich people, they pay better.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to do that, and I want to concentrate on people in the construction industry.
Oh, love it. You already have an idea who you want to go after. Cool. Well, I'm
Yeah, so
glad.
those are my two groups.
Good. And you said you do real estate investing yourself?
I do. And I got licensed to do life insurance, key plans for people, and more plans for businesses with my license.
Love it. Love it. Well, cool. Good to have you on here, Elaine. Appreciate you guys all for sharing here. And I'm glad actually it's a little smaller cohort because I only have 20 minutes and marketing is my jam. So I can be here all day. So I'm going to try to run this thing through and help you guys really identify. Again, this is not the full training. This is just to kind of get you guys prepared so you guys can come with right expectations and kind of know a little bit more about marketing. Like I said before, and some of you might not have heard, we do over $100,000 a month in tax advisory, tax planning. And we want to show you guys how we do it. So, and there's no promises that you guys are going to do this, but there is an opportunity for you guys to see it. Once you see it, you almost can't unsee it. And that's our goal, right? So that way you guys are exposed to understand how the bread is made, right? We want to show you guys behind the scenes of how we make the dough. Make the bread using the dough, right? We want to be able to show that to you guys. And to be able to do that, I want to talk you guys through a little bit of, what marketing is and what's not, because I think there's a misconception as far as what marketing is and what it's not. And so I'm going to do my best to cover as fast as I can some of the things. I know that the marketing is so difficult for the accounting industry because it's just not in, you're in the nature of the market, in the nature of accounting and that side. Marketing is just not what most people do, right? And that's okay. So we want to teach you how to make it easier, simpler, and faster. And so you guys focus on better things, right? So let me pull back here. Let me go to my slideshow and I'll take off my slideshow for a few minutes. And so you guys we can chat. So what is marketing? So marketing, the way we see it, is attracting who you want and repelling who you don't. Here's what I mean. I was just watching this movie. I wasn't watching the movie. Let me rephrase that. I saw, I like to look at movies. I like to watch movies, but I was looking at the box office for the new Marvels. I'm a Marvel junkie. And the new Miss Marvel movie came out. And it's one of those movies that, and I don't know if you guys are movie junkies or not, but Marvel's is this big old collaboration of all these movies, and they're just like a conglomerate of all these movies that come together, almost like Fast and the Furious. And I looked at that, and they came out with this brand new movie. And according to the box office numbers, there's a movie that came out this year, also 2023. It was called Barbie. Did anybody see that? There's a movie called Barbie that came out.
No, but I want to go see it. It's on my list to do.
Okay, cool. Well, there was a new movie called Barbie. And what they did really, really well, and it became the #1 grossing movie in America in 2023. And the reason why is because their marketing was so simple. We're just going to talk to women and we're gonna fight men. They knew who they were talking to and repelled literally everybody else. So if you were not a guy, you were not meant to watch that movie, which is what they wanted, which is why they won. And winning for them is they got the most views, they got the biggest box office, and I think at the same time there's another movie called Oppenheimer, which was supposed to be like one of the best movies. Barbie outbeat that movie, and you would think that it wouldn't, but the reason why that movie outbeat every other movie was because they knew exactly who they were going after. And the reason why I brought up Marvels is because they're the big boys in the space, and they did the worst they ever did. And the reason why is because they were trying to, bring in the majority, let's just be honest, the majority of Marvel fans are males. And so they try to do a female-led movie, and it didn't work as well because they were targeting the wrong person. And the reason why I share that with you is it's not about whether it's good or bad. It's just about when you do marketing, it's about attracting who you want and repelling who you don't. That's all it is. In essence, it's just expanding yourself, your message to the right business, to the right people to build the kind of business you want and desire. Okay. And that's really the way we see marketing. Okay. What we think is not marketing is logos, websites, ads, emails, door signs. Those are not marketing. Those are things that help marketing, but we believe that marketing is all these things up here, just expanding your message to attract the right people. So logos, websites, ads, emails, now all these things do influence marketing, but they're not the thing that causes marketing, okay? So if marketing is so easy, why is it so hard for me? Have you ever asked that question? If so easy, why can't I do it? Well, after reviewing 1,000+ professionals, we boiled it down to 5 reasons why people don't market. Number 1, they think it's a waste of time, so they don't even do it. Number 2, they tried and they think it doesn't work. Number 3, they don't know where to start. Number 4, they don't know what to say, know what to do. And number 5, they have unrealistic expectations. So we boiled it down into here, but I'm curious about you guys. Which one of the 5 that you see do you fit in most, or is there one on here that's not exposed that you want to share? So I'll go down the list real quick. Go ahead.
I guess I've created, I guess, number 3.
3? Okay, don't know where to start. Cool. Good. All right, Harvey, where do you think you are? If you had to boil it down to one reason why you don't market right now, if you do, that's cool. If you don't, I'd love to know what number would you put yourself in? And you can actually just type in the chat which number you believe. Elaine, which number do you see yourself in?
3.
Number 3. Okay, good. Good. 3. Okay, good. Well, the great thing about all of this,
So I do market.
Whoa. Hello? Harvey, you there? I had to mute one of you because there's 2 of you in here. What number would you say?
None of those.
All right. You want to just type it in the chat so we can keep going? You just type in the chat whatever you believe is not part of this. So the majority of people, and I'd say put 5, but the majority of people fall into these 5 categories. And the great thing about this is that with one thing, I can solve probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I can solve 4 out of the 5 here. Okay, with one thing that I'm going to show you guys here, we can solve 4 of the 5 things that are commonly related to marketing. Okay, and so let me go through it real quick. Let me exit my screen. So I can't see you guys. Okay, so to tell you guys kind of how this worked for you, I'll give you a backstory of me. So my experience in marketing. So my first experience in marketing, you guys probably didn't know this about me, but before I was working in the tax industry, I was working as a personal trainer. And I thought it was the best personal trainer on planet Earth. I did probably what you guys did in the tax industry. I went to go get all the certifications. I was I was the most educated personal trainer on planet Earth. The problem was I was broke, and that's what sucked. And then eventually I hired myself my first mentor, and I had no money at the time, hired myself my first mentor, and he, basically, he changed my mind about marketing. And here's how he changed my mind. He came to me and he said, you need to stop being a doer and start being a marketer of what you do. Here's what he meant when he said that. He was doing roughly $200,000 a month, and he was a personal trainer at the time, but he was making $200,000 a month, and I was barely making two. And because I paid this guy, I said, well, maybe he knows something I don't. And that's the truth about most things in life. If you want something that someone has, it's probably because you don't have the belief that you need to have to get what you want. And when he told me, you need to stop being a doer and a thinker, and you need to start being a marketer of what you do, that's when everything started to change for me. And what I mean by change for me is my revenue went up 10 times very, very quickly, and then another 100 times very, very quickly thereafter. And the only key shift I had was not that I was a better marketer, not that I was a better personal trainer. Nothing changed. I didn't get any more educated. All I did differently was I just said who I was helping, said what I was doing louder than anybody else. And therefore, even people that were smarter than me came to me, try to figure out what I was doing to get people. And this kind of big shift is what I want to almost share with you guys about marketing. Is a lot of you here might want to find out more about information. But I'll tell you, even what David mentioned on his webinar, he asked two questions. Would you rather have all the clients and need to figure out how to do tax strategy, or would you rather have all the tax strategy and no clients? And I found myself at that same dilemma, learning about marketing and saying, you know what, I'm not someone that knows how to market. I'm not someone that wants to do that stuff. I'm not good at this thing. And once I made this decision to go all in to say, okay, I'm going to grow a business, I'm going to grow a thing, that's when everything started to change for me. Okay. And I wanted to share that with you guys so you guys can see, because I was in that same boat. I was in the same direction where you guys were saying, well, it's not for me. It's not a thing that I want to do. And so I want to share with you the one thing that really can change your business right now. And what I want to share with you is actually the marketing math. And the reason why I want to share this with you, because the marketing math is going to give you direction. It's going to give you focus. It's going to give you an ideal expectation, because most people don't have realistic expectations. When I first started marketing, I said to my mentor at the time, he was mentoring me, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm marketing. I got myself a website, I got myself a logo. And he says, cool, but who's going to see it? And I'm like, I have no idea. That's why you're here. He said, no, no one cares about your website. No one cares about your stuff. The only thing they care about is themselves. They just care about themselves. So you need to talk about them more than you talk about you. You need to talk about what they're dealing with more than you talk about what you're dealing with. Because the more you can talk about what they're dealing with, the more they're going to tell you, maybe you can fix what I have, because I have a problem. Imagine I'm a chiropractor and I say, do you have back pain? Every day. And eventually that day, when you have back pain, you're going to say, oh, got it. That guy's been talking about, do you have back pain for the last 3 months? Maybe I should talk to him. And to my point there, the reason why most of us don't do a lot of the things is because we don't actually know the math. I thought I just posted one thing up. I just made one video. I just put up one ad. I remember spending $10 on ads, and I was like, this thing doesn't work. And I told my mentor at the time, I'm like, I spent money on ads. It doesn't work. And he said, look, Daniel, you spent $10. We don't even look at something until we spend $10,000. I'm like, holy smokes. Oh, shoot. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. This is not right. So he told me, and just by him telling me that expectation, my whole mindset shift. And I thought, well, I did it and it didn't work. When he told me that he doesn't even test anything for less than $10,000, that's when everything shifted for me. The same thing applied when we were doing posting content. I posted one content piece and I said, this doesn't work. And then I look at David and what David's doing. David doesn't even look at something until he posts 4 times a day for 3 months. And so you can look at it and say, okay, cool. David's where he's at because David has all this big audience, but he grew the audience by doing the things that required, right? For a long enough period of time. But the only way he was able to get himself through that was knowing the math. And so I want to share with you the math so you guys can do a realistic expectation and know that this is worth your time and be able to apply this in your real life. So that way you have a focal point, you have a direction, and you have things to work on every single day and have a North Star to be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Now, I'm going to show you guys the $1.2 million a year business, which we did promise to you guys, the 100K per month. I'm going to reverse engineer it for you, but you can expand it or make it, you can shrink it based on however you decide, which that's what I think it's really, really important. So if you want to do $500,000 a year, then you just cut everything I say in half. If you want to do $250,000 a year, just cut everything in half again. Or I'm going to show you how to make it easier so you can get there with less. But I made this so simple. And so I pulled back so much of a lot of the pieces. So it's actually a lot harder than what it really is. And what I mean is the expectations here are so conservative that if you completely miss the mark and just do the things that I'm going to share with you, you will get more than halfway there. Just if you at least cut me in half. It cut all my numbers in half, okay? And that's my promise to you. Is that cool? I'm going to teach you guys in 5 minutes how you can do the marketing math. All right. Who's ready for this? Who's ready for some math to make it happen? I'm ready for this. I know it. I want to see if you guys want to know it. You ready for this, Elaine?
See it in their face.
Woo woo. All right, let's do this. Okay, so let's lose some numbers and stay with me here. So let's say, for an example, your average client is going to pay you about $10,000 a year. Ours pay us about $20,000 to $25,000 a year. But I want to be conservative because I know maybe none of you have ever charged for tax planning ever. And our first clients paid us roughly $5,000 to $7,000 our first year, and that's okay. But you guys are coming from our experience, so you could just have our experience. We already know what to offer, and we'll share with you guys at the blueprint, at the bootcamp, what we offer and for what price point, how we can get to the 20,000 and feel like we're undercharging for 20K, by the way. So let's just say you offer $10,000. That's really, really low, really, really low. For tax planning, that's super low. Now, if you're coming from a tax prep perspective, that's a high tax prep, but some of you are already doing tax planning and baking it into your tax prep. But what you need to do is change it to tax planning and offer tax prep. Okay. I hope you heard me when I said that. Because $10,000 a year for a tax plan is super cheap, but $10,000 for a tax prep is super expensive. So you might as well switch them. Okay. And let's say, for an example, 10% of the people you talk to become interested. And let's say of the 10 people you get to talk to, one of the people you talk to, of the 10 people you're interested, one person you talk to. And let's say that it takes you about 10 I messed up this number. Okay. I messed this up. So 10% of the people you're interested in become a customer. Okay. So right here. So it's 10, 10, 10. Easy numbers. Okay. So given this math, and I actually did it even further so that way you guys can use it. So the goal is 1.2 million, right? That's where you start. You always want to start with the goal. What's the goal? You guys want to do 1.2 million? I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. It's up to you. We set out to do a $12 million a year map. And so we backed into how we want to do $12 million a year based on what we have. So since you guys don't have it, that's okay. Just use it. Maybe you want to do $120,000 this year. That's okay. Just use this math to make that happen. Okay. And we're using this for the $100,000 a month so you guys can have a context. Okay. So an average client will pay you roughly $10,000 a year. So if you divide 1.2 million divided by 10,000, how many clients do you guys need? 120 clients, right? Pretty simple math, right? Okay, cool. Now, I know I'm probably losing you guys. Am I losing you guys with the numbers? Okay, all good. Especially when I start talking numbers, even though people are numbers people, they typically zone out. That's okay. So I want to be with you guys, okay? So just bear with me and also engage with it so I know you're a part of this, okay? Each client requires 5 people. I put 10 people, but it actually only takes about 5 people, okay? So to get a client, you'll get about 20% of people who are interested to turn into a customer. That's based on our data. Okay. 20% who are interested will turn into a customer. So how do you do the math? 120 clients, which is what you want, at $10,000 a pop, divided by 20%, will give you 600 people who are interested a year. Does that make sense so far? That's the number. So you need to get 600 people a year who are interested in what you have to offer. Sounds like a lot. It does, right? Now, it takes 10 people to talk to get one person interested. So we divide that even further. So meaning you need 600 people who are interested, but only 10% are actually 10% talk to you. Every 10 people you talk to, one person will be interested. Now, this is super conservative. We see that every 10 people, 3 people are interested. So actually 30%. So it actually divides in 3. So for most of it, for us specifically, it only takes us 2,000 leads rather than 6,000. But when you're starting off, I'm being super, super conservative. 6,000 leads a year. Okay. That becomes your focus point. You don't focus on the clients, you focus on the leads, because the leads will feed into the interested leads, and the interested leads will turn into the customers. Okay. And so instead of focusing on the customers, you focus on the outputs. You focus on, what do I need to do to get this thing? And I'm telling you what you need to do. So you need 6,000 leads a year. Now I get it. Most of you don't even know how to get one lead, and that's okay. We're going to teach you more at the event how to get leads. What leads should you talk to? Who should you target? What should you be looking for in a lead? So don't worry about that. We're going to teach you guys more. This here is to get you in the frame of reference to do the math for yourself and reverse engineer it how you want to build your business, so that way, when you see the leads, when you see these things, you can be like, got it. That's it. That's what I need. Okay. The thing I want you guys to get out of here is the math. So you know, without a shadow of a doubt, if I do these things, this will happen. And you can stay committed knowing that you have a roadmap to follow. Okay. So hypothetically, this is what you'll need: 6,000 leads to build a $1.2 million a year business, 600 people who are interested, and 120 clients at $10,000 a piece. Does that make sense? That's $1.2 million. So whatever number you're doing right now, if you're doing $120,000 a year, think of what your life would be like at $1.2 million a year. 10x it. If you're doing 20,000, if you're doing $240,000 a year, just put it up, 10x it. See what your life will look like at $2.4 million a year, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because, this is where most people want to be. And the majority of people we've talked to are roughly, 10 to 25K per month, some lower, some higher, but an extra maybe $50,000, $60,000 a month wouldn't hurt, would it? I mean, it helps. Every little $50,000 a month helps, right?
When you're talking about 10xing, I always think of Grant Cardone, if you know him.
Oh, yeah. 10X. Yeah, that's right. He has some merit behind what he talks about. I've seen there's a guy that says 10X is easier than 2X. So sometimes shooting for a higher number actually makes you more motivated than if you shoot for a conservative number. So
I know a real estate person. She went to his event. It was very good.
All right, good. So that's how you build the $1.2 million a year business. But I want to make it realistic for you guys. So let's just say, for an example, you take 2 vacations of the year and you take 4 holidays off. That's 6 weeks. Okay. This is like a dream business. Some of y'all never get a vacation in the whole year, 3 years. You haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. So I'm giving you a vacation and I'm showing you how to do it and still build a $1.2 million a year business. So let's say you take 2 vacations. This is how you build your dream business. You start with the numbers and then you reverse engineer what you really want. So you say you take 2 vacations a year with your family. You want to take 4 holidays off. That's 6 weeks, and we have 52 weeks in the year. That's 46 weeks of work. Does that sound about fair? You guys work 46 weeks a year. Heck, maybe you can take off another week or add another week, right? So let's divide it. 6,000 leads divided by 46 weeks, which is the weeks of work. 130 leads a week, 13 people to talk to, and 2.6 clients a week. Okay. Still kind of big, right? Still kind of big numbers. So now let's divide it into daily chunks. Let's say you only want to work Monday through Friday. That's 5 days a week. Today's Friday, you get off tomorrow. But you know that by the end of the month, you'll have $100,000 in your bank, in your revenue, not bank account. It's different. This is revenue, right? All right. So you just divide this by 5. You need 26 leads a day. You need 2 people interested a day, and you need half a client a week, which means you need a client every other day, every other week. Is that totally something you guys cannot do? It's totally doable, right? When you break it up like that, you only need 2.5, 2.6 people interested in your tax planning thing a day to do $1.2 million a year. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, I don't have the bandwidth. I can't do that. That's why you build a team. But first, you have to build the vision. But first, you have to do the math. For you to do the math, this is the math. Then you can do the math and start doing a little bit. Then you hire your team to start going out in 26 leads a day. Then you hire someone to help you talk to the 2.5 people interested. Then you have people helping you sell those 1.5 people a week. And that's how you build that business that works for you rather than you working for it. So does that make sense, guys? This is the marketing math. This is, if you were to take something away, I want you to take this big picture of $1.2 million a year, and I want you to believe that it is true for you because it's true for us, and we've seen it done for many other people. And the first place we start is the math. The reason why we start with that is because expectations need to be set, because it goes back to the same thing with my mentor. I put a $10 in, I put one post out, and I thought, well, I did it. I did the marketing. It didn't work. Marketing always works. To what extent? It's not a binary, this does work or doesn't work. It's a rolling scale. How good or how bad did it work? All right. And so that's what I want you guys to take away from this. If you just do the marketing math, then you will be able to see the vision bigger than what you have currently and be able to adopt it. So when you see it on February 21st and 22nd, you're going to be like, that's where I get my leads. That's what I'm going to sell. This is what I'm going to deliver. These are the tax strategies I'm going to use. You're going to experience all those things and more on February 21st and 22nd. You're going to be able to see all those things. But I want you guys to build out this marketing math for yourself so you can plug yourself into everything else. Okay, cool. This is where I'm going to start with my leads. Okay, this is what I'm going to deliver for 10,000. Okay, these are the tax strategies I'm going to give. Does that make sense for you guys? Cool.
So
Give me a thumbs up.
in this program, you're gonna help us with all this marketing so we can attract these people to us?
Yes, we're going to show you what you should start with and then how do you scale it.
And do you have any advice on like a virtual assistant to help us with all of this?
That kind of goes outside of the scope, but definitely the marketing part of it, we can definitely guide you guys in that part. But the event's going to show you guys how to do these things. And then what you want to just do is take this vision, take what we give you guys and go out there, because you're already thinking, who do I hire? How do I get these people to help me, right? That's what's great. The first thing you need to do is do this marketing math, because without it, then it's very difficult to bring anybody in to sell the vision or show them what they can do, how they can do it, where they can be placed at. And so I'm glad you asked that question. Saul, you said, can I share my screen one more time? What part did you need to see?
It's just the last couple pages. Yeah, I just want to make sure I got it right.
Okay, cool. Cool. So this is kind of the summary right here, what you need. And then you just chunk this down into how many days you want to do it, how many days you want to work. Again, if you get better, and I'm showing you guys this because this is super conservative. Let's say that you talk to 10 people and 3 people are interested. Now you only need 2,000 leads a year. And that means you talk to less people and get more people interested. And there's very few things in life that if you do more of it, you become worse at it. Meaning, at first, you're going to suck. That's a given. And I'm sharing that with you guys so you guys can get real expectations. But then you do it enough times that you suck less. And then you're going to do it so many times that you're actually almost good. And then you're going to do it so many times that you're the best. And that's how you build a sustainable business you can grow and scale for the future of your business. Okay. And so I share that with you guys so you guys can get the vision, so you can start to see, hey, this is the marketing, this is the thing, this is where I'm going, this is how I focus, this is how I got direction, this is now what I'm trying to accomplish every day. I'm just searching for this one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing, and all things else fall by the wayside because I don't need to know how many people I need to hire. I don't need to know what tax strategies I need. I just need to know that I'm focused on these leads. I need to focus on getting these people. And when I get these people, then I can focus on who do I hire? When do I hire? How much do they charge? What tax strategies do I need for these people? Again, it goes back to the concept. You want to have all the clients to learn the tax strategies, not the alternative. You don't want to have all the tax strategies and not know where to get clients. And so in this, this event, our whole goal, our whole purpose, our whole vision is to teach you guys how to get the clients so that you can learn to do the tax strategies. Now, we are going to share with you some tax strategies, but the objective really is to show you guys how to build the business so that way people can come to you and then you can hire them if you need to, or so that way you can build a business rather than being, essentially the person that knows it all, but it's broke like I was. Okay, so I hope you guys got something out of today. We are going to be coming on. Did you guys get something out of today? Harvey, good stuff. Saul, did you get some breakthroughs?
Can you? Yes. Hello?
Yeah. Hey, Ivan.
No, I don't know why my name shows up like that. I'm Stephanie. How are you?
Oh, shoot. All right, Stephanie.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyways, anyways, I got to my goal, but how do you know how many people you have to talk to? Because I like per lead, like how many leads so I can get down to the people that I need to actually close.
I'm glad you asked that. So here's what you want to do conservatively. I'm going to go back to you guys real quick, and then I'm going to show you what I mean. So 10%, 10%. So here's 20%. So you want to just divide the number. So set your goal. For an example, you do, how many clients do you want at $10,000 a piece? Stephanie?
How many? Well, I want to, well,
How much,
I still,
how much do you want to do a year?
350.
350. Okay.
And I know that, yeah.
Let's make it easy for round numbers. Let's do 400,000. Let's say you want to do 400,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to charge each client how much?
Let's say 5,000.
Okay. Let's say 5,000. So you need, instead of 40, you need 80 clients.
Correct. No, I got that part. But I mean, the leads, how do you convert the leads? How do you know how many leads I need to get those, 80 clients?
Yep. So you need to reverse engineer backwards. So you need 80 leads, which in this number, I gave you 120. You divide that number by 20%. That's how many people you have to talk to become interested in what you have to say. So you need 80 divided by 1.2. Okay. Which would be 80 divided by 0.2, which would give you 400 people who are interested. You need 400 people for the year to be interested in what you have to do. Then of those 400 people who are interested, 1 out of 10 people you talk to, 10%, will be interested. Meaning you have to divide that 400 by 0.1. And that's how many leads you need to get.
Okay.
So you need 4,000 leads a year to make 400,000.
400,000. Perfect.
Pretty simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you just do that by the year and by the month and by the week and by the day. And then that becomes your sole focus for every single day. You show up and say, okay, how do I get myself 26 leads today? What can I do? How creative? Once you get committed, guys, you'll get creative. But you got to first get committed, because there will be days where you don't get 20, but there's going to be days where you're going to get 100. So you just got to get committed to the actions, and then the actions will dictate the outcome. Okay. And then I share that with you guys because this is the first step. When you create this activity, when you create this, like, you anchor this in and say, I'm going for this thing. I'm committed to this. I'm committed to changing my life. I'm committed to getting out of the job that I'm at. I'm committed to growing my business like I never did. I'm committed to have freedom like I never had. When you commit to that, then you're going to get creative and you'll find ways to figure things out. Now, we're going to show you frameworks, of course. We're going to show you how to get leads. We're going to show you who leads are. We're going to show you where you should target. And we're actually going to give you some sample scripts that you can use. So don't worry, but you are going to have to get creative. None of these things are just put in a box and say, okay, cool, this is the only thing you can do. You're here because you're thinking outside of the box. So it's now for you time to step into that person that's outside of the box thinking that got you to this place in the first place. Is that cool?
How do we get these step by step, or
You're gonna
the
find
workflow?
out at you're actually gonna find out at the event. So you guys are all gonna find this out at the event. So
Oh,
we're gonna
good.
share
And
with
then
that. We're gonna share
maybe
that with you guys.
other people at the event maybe would want to role play with other people, and maybe we can practice and suck with each other before we practice on a real client.
There you go. That's why you guys have each other. So that's why I wanted you guys to come and see each other. So now you guys can go and network. You guys can friend each other on Facebook. Get ready. We're gonna come back next Friday, and I believe George is coming on. So George is gonna be talking about sales. So if you guys want to figure something out.